this question was asking you to find out the value of alpha, but it gave you two different equations that it needs to satisfy both of them. So what I would recommend doing is that you just solve it as normal and see which answers come up in both equations. So the first one we should have done, just move the question up a little bit higher to there. So the first one's saying sine alpha plus 40 equals 1 over root 2. And the first thing you need to be careful with, it says in the question, it says 0 degrees. So you need to make sure your calculator's in degrees mode. I'm going to take sine over to the other side, leaving this in brackets alpha plus 40, and then here I get sine to the minus 1 of 1 over root 2. So then alpha plus 40 would equal, so that's going into my calculator, looking for the little d by there. There you go, better focus. Well, trust me, there is a d by there. So then I'm putting in sine to the minus 1 of 1 over root 2. And make sure you put your bracket in the right place. Still not there. There. And then press equals, and I get the answer 45. But remember, there's more answers than that. And before we start taking off 40, we need to find the remaining answers. So I like to use all silly tomcats to do that. And because that's positive, I'm going through all, and because it's sine, I'm going through S. So A there and S there. So I'm going to have 45 there and 45 here. So then 180 take away 45 would give the answer 135. Okay. Now this question only wanted me to find solutions in the range of 0 to 180. So I'm guessing by the time I take off 40, that even if I started repeating those solutions, it's going to be outside 180 to outside 0 to 180. So now I'm going to take 40 off each of those. So alpha could have been 5 degrees, or it could have been 95 degrees. Okay. Now I'm going to do exactly the same, but for the second part. So I'll try and squeeze it in by here. I'm going to get sine bracket alpha, not plus, sorry, but minus 35 is equal to root 3 over 2. So I'm going to take the sine over to the other side, and I'm going to get solutions for alpha minus 35. So root 3 over 2 there. So I get the following solutions. Was it root 3 over 2? So delete the square root there, pop one up here, root 3, and I get the answer 60. Okay, but don't forget using your all silly tomcats. We would have actually got a few more answers than that. So all and sine, 60 there and 60 there. So then I could have also had 120 within 0 to 180. And now I need to get rid of this minus 35, so I need to add 35 onto each of those. So I get 95 and 155 degrees. Okay, now that is only good enough to get me 2 marks. I need to have the solution that fits into both of these things here. So which answer is in both? You might have seen me in your solutions, I might have circled those two ones there, and that allows me to choose alpha is equal to 95 degrees as it's in both lists. Okay. There was another way of doing it. I saw someone do a solution where they subbed in their answer for 5 into that, and it didn't equal root 3 over 2, so they said it can't be that, subbed in 95 and it equals root 3 over 2, and that's more than acceptable to put that answer in. Okay. Now part C, this is where the main errors were. This is where most people dropped 3 marks on this question. It said 7 over cos phi minus 10 over sine phi equals 0. Now, what we should have got from this, in C2, the main things that we use, in fact I say the main things, the only things we use is sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1, and then sine theta over cos theta is equal to tan theta. Okay? So you will have used the first one in part A. I'm not bothering doing a video on part A because it was done so well. Okay, if you're stuck, you need to go and find me in your own time. We'll go over the question again, but it's done very, very well. So what I'm trying to look to do here is I need to get sine up on the top. And probably the best way to do that is to times everything by sine phi. So I'm going to get 7 sine phi over cos phi minus 10 sine phi over sine phi, and then I'm going to get 0 times sine phi, which is 0. Okay, now because sine's on the top and the bottom there, I can cancel those two there, and then sine phi divided by cos phi is tan phi. So 7 tan phi minus 10 is equal to 0, and then it should just be a case of solving this equation. So we get tan phi would be equal to 10 divided by 7, so phi would be equal to tan to the minus 1 of 10 over 7, and then using all silly tomcats by here, or know that the tan graph repeats every 180, you'll find your solutions. So I get phi is equal to tan to the minus 1 of 10 over 7, and I got the answer 55 there, and 55 here. So phi was equal to 55 degrees, and then 180 plus that, so that would be 235 degrees. And in the question, if I move that back down, it said it wanted it between 0 and 360, so I needed both.